Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Wisteria here, and Shropshire Folk Tales. This is called Nellie in the Churchyard. If on my theme I rightly think, there are 5 reasons why men drink. Good wine a friend because I'm dry, or else I should be by and by, or any other reason why. And that's 1647 to 1710, which some of these stories go back to 14th century, so onwards, I guess. Oh, it had been a good market day. All Nellie's hens were doing well that summer. They had so many chicks, and all of them had survived and were growing strong. All but the few mother hens were laying an egg a day, and a double yolk as often as not. She had dozens of eggs to take to Wen Market. She'd sold them all at a good price too, and filled her pockets with jingling coins. The town had been buzzing that day. The sun shone. All the stalls were teeming with people. There were buskers and tumblers entertaining the crowds. Business was good for everyone. Nowhere was business better than in the alehouses and the inns. And there were plenty to choose from. The Bull's Head, Buck's Head, Beehive, and Brass Knocker, the Pheasant, Pack Horse, and Painter's Arms, the Swan and the Seven Stars, the Grove Inn, Royal Oak Inn, Crown Inn, and Dickon Arms. The sunshine and banter brought out the thirst in everyone. That included old Nellie. I'll just have a little sup to clear the dust from my throat, thought Nellie. The first one slipped down so easily that the second swiftly followed. The company and conversation were like water on parched earth after talking to no one but her chickens all week. With all that talking, her throat was soon parched too, and the remedy was close at hand. When Nellie made her way out of the alehouse, the sun had gone, and so had the jingle in her pockets. Nellie had no thought of walking home that night, and no money to pay for somewhere else to stay. It was a mild evening, and anyway, Nellie was warm from the beer. She carefully swayed her way down the street towards the churchyard. It would not be the first time she slept there on a market night. Well, Nellie, old girl, you're not getting any younger. You might as well get to know your future neighbours, she smiled to herself whenever she bedded down there. Nellie knew a good spot. There was a big slab, a mausoleum with the sides fallen in, a good size for Nellie to snuggle down under to keep her safe from any drunken jokers at night time that might show up. Nellie slipped in under the big stone, as she'd often done before, and soon was fast asleep. Nellie wasn't the only one who'd been enjoying the market day atmosphere. There were a fair few people coming out of the alehouses as, one by one, they closed their doors for the night. Their singing and laughter drifted over the churchyard wall as they passed by. A group of lads over from Clive for the day were not yet ready to finish their night's carousing. They piled out of the alehouse with a big jug of beer and looked for somewhere to carry on their drinking. The churchyard seemed to be the perfect place. I doubt we'll disturb the dreams of any of those sleepers, laughed one of the lads. They spotted a flat slab. It was so flat that it was perfect for a table for them to gather round. The jug passed from one to another as the night wore on. There came a lull in the talk, and into the quiet the church bells tolled the midnight hour. A chill struck the 5 young men, a brief, sober moment. Then one lad, with a wink to his companions, took up the ale jug and said, "Now then, what rude guests are we?" Here's our man hosting us so kindly at his table, and we not even offered him a drink. His companions laughed as he bent down, holding the jug by the grave. From underneath the stones stretched out a bent and wizened hand, a skinny arm following, reaching up to take the jar. The 5 Clive lads leapt up to their feet and backed away from the arm that cradled the beer as it drew the jar into the grave. As one, they turned and fled, fear speeding their feet, all traces of merriment gone in an instant. All the lads raced home to Clive, faster than they'd ever travelled ever before. The next day they were swift to tell of their supernatural encounter. Oh, Nellie drank the ale, was appreciative, and slept well and long afterwards. She woke with a smile the next day, and she too told the story to anyone who would listen, and earned herself several drinks for telling of it. With a mischievous twinkle in her eye, she claimed she'd liked every night to be mistook for a corpse. Oh, but when the 2 stories met, there were red faces in Clive, and it was a long time before the Clive lads came back to market in good old Wem. The end. I like that. It's definitely a story that you can imagine being told by these guys. Like, you can see that playing out back then. It's kind of funny, isn't it? Thank you for listening. I do truly appreciate it. Please leave a like, share if you can, and if you're not yet subscribed, then please consider doing so because it does really help. Thank you and many blessings.